Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Trice Wamboi. In this channel, I create motherhood, pregnancy tips, content, and I also do a little bit of lifestyle vlogs. I also create content about maternity reviews, motherhood, and pregnancy tips on my TikTok account. Be sure to check me out there. I have reviewed a lot of maternity hospitals and I'm still going. You can also check out my TikTok account to see if your maternity hospital of choice is on the list and see the reviews about it. In today's video, I want us to talk about everything you need for a newborn, like a detailed newborn shopping list, and I have my shopping list with me here. I will be referring to this shopping list because I don't want to keep on repeating myself and saying the same thing over and over again. So if you see me looking down, you know this is what I'm looking at. Okay, first thing that you're going to need for a newborn is a heavy baby blanket. You're going to need one baby shawl. You're also going to need two or three receiving blankets. They're also known as flannels. You're also going to need two lassos, keeping in mind that the lassos are very important and you're also going to use them in the maternity ward. So be sure to have two lassos. You're also going to need one marking torch, which is very, very important. Be sure to have a marking torch. It really came in handy in my case and I used it and I'm still using it until today. We're also going to need one baby towel. Depending on your budget, you can buy one or two. And we have specific baby towels in baby shops, but you can also get a nice and very smooth baby towel, from Mutumba. So if you're outsourced, you can also get that. You're also going to need a half dozen of liners and a half dozen of napkins. Now this one depends with whether you prefer using napkins to diapers. So if you prefer using napkins, you're going to need a half dozen of napkins and a half dozen of liners because they come in handy, because you cannot use a napkin without a liner. And also you're going to need one napkin pant. That is, obviously you're going to need it. If you're not on a budget, you can double the quantity. If you're on a budget, the half dozen and one napkin pant is enough. The next thing that you're going to need is 6 pieces of vest. You're also going to need 10 pieces of onesies. The reason why I've listed 10 pieces of onesies is because you can also use the onesies as t-shirts depending on the type of the onesies you're going to get. Be sure while shopping for onesies, kama ni za mtush, make sure that you check the neck, at the neck area, that the onesie is not hanging, so you buy fitted onesies. You're also going to need 6 t-shirts. You're also going to need 10 pants. So for the pants, you can buy those pants that look like they have a socks, the joined pants that looks like they have a socks or a shoe. I know you know what I mean. Another thing that you're going to need is 4 heavy bodysuits and 6 light bodysuits depending on where you live. Okay, if you live in a place that is more cold than warm, then you're going to need more heavy bodysuits. If you live in a place that is more warm than cold, then you're going to need more light bodysuits. Now that one depends on where you live. The bodysuits are also known as the rompers. So for the sweaters, I listed 5, but you can add more depending on your budget. The list I'm reading here is for the person who is on a budget. But if you're not working on a budget, you can always double the quantity. So the next thing that you are going to need is 2 or 3 stockings. Especially if you're giving birth to a girl, you're going to need more stockings than socks. The other thing that you're going to need is 2 hats, kofias. This one I would just recommend 2. Another thing you're going to need is 3 pairs of socks. If you have the light bodysuits and if you have the trousers that are attached with socks, then you don't need to buy a lot of socks. So another thing you're going to need is 3 pairs of mittens. These ones come really in handy when your baby is still a newborn, like when your baby is still a day to 1 month old. They are going to need those mittens because they tend to scratch themselves a lot, and then you don't want your baby to be exposed to cold when he or she is still a newborn. Next thing you're going to need is 40 pieces of diapers. Now, why did I say 40? Don't overdo buying diapers because you don't know whether that specific brand is going to go well with your baby, because some babies tend to have allergic reactions to some diapers. So you need to buy diapers like 40 pieces just to test whether the diapers are working for your baby or not. And then shorts. For the shorts, you can buy just like 5 pieces of shorts. You're also going to need like dresses. If you're going to give birth to a girl, you are going to need a few pieces of dresses, like maybe 6 pieces is enough because they tend to outgrow these dresses very fast. So 6 pieces or 5 pieces of dresses is enough. The reason why I don't advocate for moms to buy dresses is because when your child is still a newborn, I don't see the need of you dressing that baby on a dress, honestly. They're going to maybe look cute while wearing those dresses when they are about 3 months old or between 3 to 6 months old. But if you're a sassy mom, you can buy dresses. Another thing that you're going to need is a baby carrier. One baby carrier is enough. A baby crib, this one is optional. A breast pump, this one is optional. I didn't use mine. Another thing that is usually optional is a baby nest. I never bought a baby nest because I didn't see the need of using a baby nest, and I've seen a lot of people who have managed to raise their kids without a baby nest. Another thing that you're going to need, and this one is very, very important, especially for your clinic visits, is your baby bag. Be sure to have one umbrella that can fit in your bag. Another thing that you're going to need is 2 or 3 buckets. Now, why am I saying you buy 2 or 3 buckets? Because it is always good to avoid mixing your newborn clothes with your clothes or with that of your partner or with that of your family members. So if you can, please buy 3 buckets so that you can be washing your newborn clothes in a separate place, okay? Another thing you're going to need, and this one is a must, I think this one is a must-have, is a baby bathing basin. If you can buy those fancy ones that your baby is able to sit and you can be able to wash them, and if you cannot, don't stress yourself. You can always buy that one that costs 100 bob and use that until you can manage to buy the fancy baby basin, okay? Another thing that you're going to need, but this one is optional, is pegs. I always find it cute and fancy having baby pegs instead of mixing your pegs. The next thing you're going to need is your diaper oil. For the diaper oil, you have so many brands, but me personally, I use coconut oil and I've been using it and it's been the best, nothing but the best, not only for the bum, but also for the whole body. Another thing that you're going to need is a baby toolkit. The baby toolkit has a thermometer, it has a nail cutter, it has a comb, and so many other things. You can always buy that. If not, make sure to have a nail cutter, a comb. Those personal things for your child, don't share, okay? Don't share those things. Another thing that you're going to need is a dresser or a suitcase or a bag, a separate bag where you're going to have your baby's clothes, because those clothes are so tiny. The moment you mix them with your clothes, zitapotelea huko na utaziona. So if you don't have a dresser, you can always buy a suitcase. If not a suitcase, we have those bags, wanazitanga Nigerian bags. Buy those one, buy that one, buy a bigger one. Weka nguo zako za mtoto hapo zote ndani, and that way at least nguo za mtoto hazitakuwa mixed up with your clothes. One thing about newborns is that they outgrow their clothes so fast, so please avoid buying the tiny clothes, because they are going to outgrow them very fast. And I believe that I have mentioned everything, and I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, kindly consider subscribing, leaving a like and a comment. Share this video to your friends and every upcoming mother who is out there, and I will meet you in my next video. Bye bye.